inside Mike Delivers from his wife's, cat's, his own living room. Here's your host, Mike Biseglia.
That's right, this is Mike Delivers, episode 106. And I'm your host, Mike Biseglia. And I'm coming to you from my wife's kitchen, outside the living room, outside the living area, next to the cat that settled in on a foam square that you got from some sort of medical equipment of microphones in Bloomfield, New Jersey.
Microscope.
Sorry, I'm in a microphone mood. We're in front of a live studio audience of one 4-year-old cat that was found in the woods. You can find this podcast where all major podcasts are found, including Stitcher, Spotify, TuneIn. Jess, what's your favorite one to listen on?
I just listen on Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts. And if you go on Apple, fuck it. Give a 5-star rating, leave a comment. If you leave a comment, I will sing it on an odd number episode. Shout out to the O'Brien Creative Group. They made my awesome looking logo. More information on them. They do web work, logo design, and help with brand identity. O'BrienCreativeGroup.com. Or you can find it in the show notes section of this podcast, Mike Delivers. Something new we're adding on to the Patreon page. So more content on Patreon. If you're new to this, what is Patreon? It's an extension of the Mike Delivers podcast. It is a $4 subscription where you get bonus videos, food reviews, stories from the road, and you get a video version of this of a extra podcast that we do as well. It's worth it. It's a good value. Something we've added to it is the battle that will end each month. So, for example, this month was breakfast month. On Patreon, we did a blind food taste testing, or I did, of pancakes. I had pancakes from IHOP. I had pancakes from the local diner in town, Nevada Diner. So, Jess, you put pantyhose around my eyes. You put 2 pancakes in front of me, one from the diner, one from IHOP. I could not see the pancakes. I could not see what they looked like, and I had no idea when I tasted them. It was completely blind. I ate one, and there was definitely one I preferred to the other. You can get that as well on the Patreon page. And so, for example, at the end of this episode, we'll reveal what we're doing for next month. But for example, if we were doing pizza month, we would get maybe like pizza from Pizza Hut and then a high-end pizza place. Although that one, I guess that's a terrible example. Because if I can't tell the difference between Pizza Hut and a high-end pizza spot in this area, I don't deserve to have a podcast.
We try to get something comparable.
Yes. So pancakes from IHOP and a diner is more on par.
Yes, and we went old, traditional New Jersey diner.
That was a lot of fun. I have to say, I'm not going to tell you what I thought. You have to go to the Patreon page and watch the video. But that was the most competitive. That's not competitive. What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, it was competitive. Like, it was so even. It was a great test. So that's all I'll say. I'm probably giving away too much here, but head to the Patreon page and check that out. I like you giving me that little smirk.
Smirk? It was fun. It was surprising. Yeah. It went way better than I expected.
It did. Yeah. So that's on the Patreon page. And then, as I mentioned, we will reveal at the end of this episode what our plan is for the month of September. And no, it is not baby food, although that will be coming at some point. How old are kids when you give them baby food?
4 to 6 months.
4 to 6 months?
It kind of depends on when they're ready to start transitioning.
I will say, when we were talking about the places we were going to eat for next month, like some of the restaurants, you had a very funny joke, which I'll tell at the end of the podcast, if you're okay with it.
That's fine.
Okay.
But as long as I get credit for my joke.
I just said the joke you said.
All right, that's good.
Come on, man. All right, so to end breakfast month, we will also, at the end of the episode, we'll talk about which was the best place, and I guess the worst. To end breakfast month, we went to a spot that's not quite as famous, I would want to say, but still pretty much like a cult following, in a place called First Watch.
I think that... Okay, and I maintain this, and I've said it on other episodes, that in New Jersey we have so many local diners, the New York metro area in general. Yeah. There's not a Denny's around here. Other than IHOP, there's no chains around here for breakfast.
No.
I think that this restaurant is way more popular in other areas of the country.
Okay, so maybe if you're listening in another, let me know. Email me, Mike Delivers Pod.
There's 300 of them.
DM, Twitter, Facebook, Mike Delivers Pod. Let me know. I'm curious if you go to this spot. Yeah, that is a lot. But I guess the way to describe it would be like a nice, like, better than Panera. I don't know how to describe this place. What is it like?
I think actually that's a really good place to compare it to. I would say it's like a hybrid.
But it's nicer inside.
But it has more of a Panera, like, they have seasonal items, and it's more, but it's also elevated, like, Bob Evans Denny's food. It's like a hybrid of that.
It's like a high-end Denny's.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's, like, nice, and it's avocado toast, and it's all that kind of crap.
Well, I just feel like, did we say
there's
the name of it?
First watch.
We didn't say the name of it.
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
I did say
Maybe
the
I
name
wasn't
of it.
listening.
You were texting.
I wasn't listening.
I'm calling you out.
I was looking at the...
Because you picked up your phone, you smirked, and I said it, and that's when you missed it. Calling you out.
Oh, maybe
because I never look at my phone when you're talking.
Nope, never.
Nope, but I did say it. Or we'll reveal when we listen back, and I'm a complete dipshit, and then I deserve to be double yelled at. Okay, but yes, first watch. I don't have a real good comparison to what to I like what you said there, but there's nothing that really stands out.
Yeah,
like,
so
there's nothing. It's very unique.
We spent the day walking around Hoboken, New Jersey, 2 weeks ago? Last week? 2 weeks ago? I don't remember.
Last Saturday.
No,
was it two Saturdays ago?
Anyway, at some point. Time is a flat circle.
That's scary. Was it last Saturday or 2 Saturdays?
I think it was 2 Saturdays.
I think it was 2 Saturdays. What did we do? Oh, last Saturday we were with my parents.
Yes, okay, yes.
So
Hoboken is basically brunch central.
Yes.
So it's not it's kind of like if Bob Evans and one of those bottomless mimosa places had a baby.
Yes.
Because you can get your avocado toast, your smoked salmon.
Yeah.
But you can also get your, like, on the griddle, like, you know, just basic 3-item egg, meat, potato breakfast as well. So it's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, it's very unique. It's good. It's good. I mean, it is good food. It's definitely the most high-end breakfast spot we tried this month.
Well, and part of the reason was I found a list of it was like the top 10 consumer reports, like breakfast places, and we went from like one backwards.
And I wanted to try the places I wanted to try, but we just could not based on they weren't around us. Like this was a 20-minute drive to get to. Okay, there were ones that I didn't look at and it was 11, 12 miles away. The places that I wanted to try that were just too far were Cracker Barrel, Waffle House, Denny's. All of them were at least an hour. I can't do an hour.
And that's why I'm saying, like...
The complete integrity of it is over. Like, heat factor. Well, they didn't do a good job. It was cold. It was in fucking, Pennsylvania earlier in the day.
Yeah. No, and that goes with my theory of why they just... If you were a franchise owner, like, you have to pitch when you open a franchise. You have to be like, there's clientele for this in this area. People make this amount of money. People make this amount of money like this type of item. I think they go to New Jersey and they're like...
Why?
On Broad Street alone, there's like 10 different... diners and 2 IHOPs and 3 bagel places.
Well, that brings up a good point. And this first watch was on like a smaller highway that was just littered with different kind of like...
I know exactly what you're talking about.
McDonald's, Burger King's, PC Richard appliances.
I think I turned around that PC Richard
Mattress World. I mean, that kind of stuff. Like, go and get your... AT&T store.
It's like a place you go do all your errands at one time.
Yes, and then, Applebee's. I mean, it was just like, but it's just boom, 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 one after the other. Why do you think then just, like, IHOP is just transcendent anywhere?
I don't know. It was number one on Consumer Reports, not by a narrow margin, by a huge margin. Yeah. So... They've
really done a good job with, I guess, their marketing of everything. Like, IHOP, to me, is the biggest breakfast chain I can think of for sit-down.
See, just growing up in Pittsburgh, it was not the prevalent one. I would have said, like, Denny's or Bob Evans were way more common. Also, we had Eden Park, which is, like, our local one, which we've done on a Patreon. I still think about that coconut cream pie.
I think I'm going to say
the roast beef. You know how I feel about pie?
Yeah.
It's the best pie I've had.
That's D.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say I keep thinking about those mashed potatoes.
I keep thinking, like, coconut cream pie. Oh, so good. good.
It was good.
It's so good. Yeah. Anyway,
Is IHOP the biggest in the country chain?
I don't know if it's the biggest, but it was like they did like a customer reports on it, like in terms of cleanliness, customer service, food quality. It was way ahead of everybody else.
Do you ever look at a place? There's two places you see this. One is IHOP, when it's an old IHOP and another business goes in, but they didn't change
The other one's
look.
Arby's. Is that what you're going to say?
No, I was going to say Howard Johnson's.
But Arby's is a good one,
Arby's
too.
is a good one. It was like, well, you can't really change the outside. It costs too much money, so the AT&T store is going to look like an
There's
IHOP.
100% on Route 46 where we get a lot of our food. There's definitely a Howard Johnson's that now sells cell phones.
Yeah, it has a look.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. So I don't know if IHOP is just... I feel like IHOP is very sly, though. They're not up in your face.
No.
You know what I mean? They're not like...
Well, I told the story from the road from last week about, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, I can't even remember now. When I went and did a pickup from IHOP, and it's in the rain, and there's these people just working on these tents so these people can eat their IHOP. And I'm like, it's IHOP in the rain, and you're eating outside. I'm like, that is
I
dedication
told you
to
yesterday.
these pancakes.
Yesterday, there were like only Maseratis in the parking lot of the IHOP when I
Yes.
turned around in it after getting my nails done.
That I know that this episode's about First Watch, but that IHOP is famous. That's where the vomit happened.
Yes, it is. It's right next to my nail salon, so I...
Crazy, that place.
It's a big name clientele, apparently.
Apparently.
And it was 4:30 on a Saturday afternoon. People were really going for it.
Going for it strong. All right, so this First Watch, I got the classic breakfast. And we'll talk about that in a second, what was on there. I'll just tell you now. It was pick your own egg, bacon, potatoes, and some bread.
Yes.
And that was it. But you had to pick your own eggs, and I don't really know eggs at all.
And when he
So I don't
said
know
he
what
picked his own eggs, I have so many questions that I didn't ask.
Yeah.
Did they give you options? I was like,
Yes.
what the fuck would you ask? Like, what would you say? If somebody said to you, Mike, how do you want your eggs? What are you going to say?
Not on my plate?
Have you ever seen Runaway Bride?
Probably. I do love a chick flick.
Somebody likes chick flicks more than I do. Okay, so in Runaway Bride, Julia
I saw it in the theaters.
Okay, Julia Roberts, she adapts to whoever she's dating. So
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
if you're really into like rock and roll, she's like rock on,
Right,
and then
right.
if they're like, if she stays the night with somebody, and they ask her how do you like your eggs, she always says whatever you're gonna have. So she never figures out like what she actually likes. So then in this finally.
Don't spoil this movie. No, I'm joking.
No, she sits down with just a full table full of every type of egg and tries them, and she's like, that's the one I like. Because that is actually the weird thing about eggs is, depending on how they're prepared, you could, I loved the way we had the eggs today, but I am absolutely repulsed by hard-boiled eggs and egg salad.
Right. Those you don't like.
Not at all. Ugh. I can't even eat a hard-boiled egg yolk. So everybody has their own thing. So I just can't even fathom, because there's 20 different types, what you would have even said if they asked you to freelance it.
Yes. Okay.
So
very true.
so did they give you options?
Yes. All right. So what they did is on this, they gave you options, and they basically said, here are your 4 types that you can get. So you go on the app and you pick the breakfast special or the classic breakfast. And then from there it goes option 1, scrambled.
Can you tell on the app? Can I see your app?
I did it through the website.
Oh,
not
okay.
Through I'd have to.
Do you have the receipt? I want to just...
If you could go log in, you can see it and just don't obviously order.
Okay, no.
But you can go check out what it is. So for me, the first one was scrambled. So what I thought was I would not do scrambled because that's the only kind of egg I know.
At some point in this podcast, though, we're getting scrambled eggs.
Okay.
Because I think you're going to be the most likely to like that one.
So then the other options, I don't even remember what they were called.
That's what I want to know what they were.
So I basically just said, you know what, I'm going to do the second one. I'll get that type of eggs. And then with legit, and you can see the video on social media, Mike Delivers Pod, where I try these things. I didn't even know when I opened it up, I didn't even know what this egg was going to look like. It looked like an omelet. It's like an omelet egg.
It did not look like an omelet.
Yeah, it did. It looked like an omelet.
It was an. Okay,
How do
can
you
I
even
tell
make
people?
it-
Can I tell people what it is?
I mean, if they probably don't never heard of it.
Okay, it's an egg over easy. I'm sure nobody's ever heard of that before.
I don't know. It was an egg. It was. I don't know. There's nothing easy about it.
So, I have a real egg situation where I go through these like insane phases where I will eat eggs every day, and then I will not eat them for a year.
It's like me with the Indian meals
Yeah.
from Whole Foods.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like you get on it's like, this is such a great idea. Now, like when oh my God, this is such a good transition. When
You've been bragging lately about your producer host skills.
I know, I'm so good. No, when you got the job at CBS, we lived in Virginia, and you left and moved to New York.
Yes.
We were married for like 2 months, and then you were like, peace out, going to CBS.
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 I thought you said CVS.
I said CBS.
I mean, CVS would have been a good decision, too.
Would have been better. Anyway, you pieced out and said sayonara, and I was like, oh my God, I can eat eggs every day.
Okay.
So I ate eggs like every night for dinner for like 6 months, and then I got like really burned out by it.
All right. Well, before we get to that, are you going to pay off what the kind of eggs were on
I'm
there?
still working on the app. There's a lot happening
Okay,
here.
so we'll get to that in a second, and we'll come back to it and talk about the meal when she has the list of what the egg options were. But the reason she was very proud of herself for that transition was there's a good story ahead here for the First Watch. So I've been to First Watch once in my life. Jess, you?
Also once.
So the first time we went to First Watch was together. It was on New Year's Day in 2013. So on December of 2012, I started a new job at CBS Sports Radio. Now, Jess was still in the University of Virginia graduate program, so even though I took the job at CBS, she had not yet finished her master's, or PhD. Sorry.
Yikes, Michael.
Jeez, I'm not going
I
to...
had my master's for like 4 years.
Someone's sleeping on the couch tonight. Meow. Leon. Okay, he's zoned in. I'm talking about the cat. He's staring at the laptop. So, anyway, I got this job, and for the early portions, I lived on my friend's couch, Dan Goldwhite's couch. And I lived on... And he was engaged at the time. So
we have talked about this on, I think, Patreon?
I think. So I lived on his couch. Well, actually, I lived on an aerobed in his apartment complex in the Trump Tower. So it was a nice building. I'll say that. It wasn't like I was living in like some crap apartment. It was a really nice apartment. And I lived on the mattress while him and his fiance lived there, which is now a thing about it. It was like, I can't believe they allowed that. And I lived there Monday through Fridays while I would go see Jess back in Charlottesville on the weekends or go to my parents on the weekends and live like that. But the reason I bring all of that up is I had worked the first week of the job, started right around, it was the day after Christmas, December. So that's when we did our training at CBS Sports Radio. So I went from Christmas at Jess's in Pittsburgh, drove to New York, slept at my friend Daniel's, did a little training, stayed at my parents', and then Jess and I met up on December 31st for New Year's Eve. And we had actually spent, we had dinner at a local sushi house. Earlier in the night, we went to Buffalo Wild Wings and just got some chips and salsa and beers and drinks and just hung out, had our sushi, fell asleep way before the ball dropped.
Dude, we haven't seen the ball drop maybe in our relationship.
I mean, I haven't seen balls drop since I was 14.
Well,
Couldn't help it.
well, we have a little baby coming, so.
Come on, that was too easy.
Yeah, but Leon just rolled his eyes. The cat was like,
come
oh,
on, just
God.
because you removed your testicles.
Oh, my God,
He
he's
looks
glaring
pissed.
at you.
Sorry.
This is why we need...
He'd be humping everything. God, him with balls would be nightmare.
Yeah, no, that's why we
so-
get rid of him.
Full circle, the reason I bring that up is I'm going to this new job where I'm living away from Jess. She's still in Virginia. We spent New Year's Eve together, a couple months married. The next day, January 1st, New Year's Day, we had breakfast together at the First Watch.
In Owings Mills,
Maryland. And it was the most depressing brunch I have ever had in my life. Because it was like, okay, we just lived apart for a week. That's no big deal. A week, whatever. It's like people go on business trips. But it was like, I'm going to live in New York City on my friend's couch. You're alone in Virginia. I'm starting this new job. And we have no idea when we're going to see each other again. I left that brunch in tears.
I did too, and I'm not
Crying
I'm not a crier. You're the crier in the relationship.
I was like, this is impossible. I was like, when am I going to see you
do you know how
again?
many weeks it was till we saw each other?
6.
It was 6 weeks till we saw each other because the weather that year was horrible.
It was so bad.
And like every time we tried to see each other, every weekend it snowed like 2 feet. You know, it was something like that 6th week. That drive was harrowing. It was like 18 inches of snow. We probably should not have driven in.
And then I started to do those sometimes. So that was my memory of First Watch is just pure misery. Don't know what I ate. Don't remember how I felt, but I remember being really sad.
Yes, it was really sad. I knew at that point for sure. I graduated on February 20th, so I knew that was coming.
Right.
And I had just submitted, you have to write a big book when you get your PhD. And I had submitted that. And I knew that was coming, but then I didn't know if I had to get a job in the New York area.
Yeah. I mean, the good news is at least it was the biggest city in the world, and it was a good market for what you were looking for, which helped.
Yes, and I did get a job, and I started in mid-April. So
Yeah.
we moved. That's when we moved to Long Island. So it wasn't
terrible.
It was 4.5 months.
Yeah.
But it just was a little traumatizing to get married and be like, peace out.
Yeah, I'm
basically.
out of here. Basically, yeah. We got married in July.
Yes.
So that was July, August, September, October, November, December. It was half a year. Half a year.
Yeah,
apart.
okay, that's
Or
not
before,
bad.
Not 2 months.
Nobody has probably ever written their PhD thesis faster because I worked from home. It was I literally said to my boss, I was like, why am I coming in to write all day?
Right, let me just
can
think
I just go? I would go to a coffee shop and just write all day long. I think I wrote the entire book in 5 weeks.
Wow.
And, got it done and defended and everything. You came down from that and you brought Levain cookies, which, more than anything, what I remember about my PhD, at University of Virginia, they don't let you defend it until you're ready to. So it's going to be a success.
Yeah.
They don't want to screw you. This is not like, we're going to embarrass you, that you are prepped beyond belief. You meet with these people every 6 months for 6 years. It's completely, you're completely ready to go. So there was no, surprise.
Right.
But my parents came down, you came down, you brought Levain cookies, and my parents were like, we're going to eat what you want in We're going to have, the best of Charlottesville.
Yeah.
And we went and we got Fry Springs Pizza.
Fry Springs Pizza.
We had champagne with our pizza.
Yep.
Which is, our favorite place in Charlottesville. And then we went to Zocalo
with the crushed ice.
With the crushed ice mojitos. And my favorite thing was the dirty spicy martini.
Yep.
Which I'd had so many times together. It had to have been cool for you to come back and do this stuff again.
You just said that. Now thinking about it, I probably had a little ego. The New York guy's coming back. Now I'm like, oh God, don't look at me. You know what I mean? I don't think I've ever really referenced this, and I don't really talk about it much. And this is going to come off as very narcissistic, but I was a semi-celebrity.
They did a photo spread on you.
I was the local sports guy that was doing, it was just, I had a little bit of fame, which was cool.
Yeah, no, it was cool.
It was cool. You're I felt
but hey, when we started dating, you had literally started doing that gig
I just became full time.
Couple weeks
It
earlier.
was Oh yeah.
Literally 6 weeks earlier.
Something like that. But that was cool to come back.
And you were so braggadocious. I asked you 6 times what you did, and you just kept saying in radio. So I just assumed you were in sales. You kept saying it.
I don't.
You would be I'm in radio. I'm like, okay, I'm in science. I don't know.
Loser. Look at this fucking loser. Can't even say what he does.
I don't even understand what that is. Anyway.
I do remember before you graduated. I remember the trips I would come to visit you, and I would leave because I was, ironically, you're wearing this shirt right now, which I thought was kind of funny.
Oh, that is weird.
So I was the board op for the Doug Gottlieb show. If you're familiar with,
is he still on the air?
He's on Fox. Yeah, just a pregnant pause there. So you're pregnant.
Pregnant pause wearing my Doug Gottlieb shirt.
Yes. So I did that show, but his show ended at 6. Then there was a little like post-show production that went towards 7-ish, between 6 and 7, depending on how motivated I was to get out of there. And I would leave Friday night at 7, drive to Charlottesville, get in around between 3 and 4 in the morning.
Yes, always like moderately alarming, even though I knew he was coming.
And then, what do you mean moderately? Like
just like there's like somebody at the front door at like 3:30 in the morning.
So then I would come in, like sleep from like 4 to 10, and we'd have all day Saturday together.
Yeah, it
And then
was
Sunday I'd wake up and I'd drive back.
drive and cry home.
Yeah, the cries got less and less as I continued them. But I remember those drives. I remember them. I remember the drive into Virginia, specifically this one because it's a famous Nets game. But Darren Williams had the NBA like Nets record for threes in a game, and Boomer and Carden were on the call. They did that. The local fan show did the call that night as like a promotion because no one cares about the Nets. And I remember listening to that in the car driving to see you, and I'm just like, just thinking about where life is right now. It's just crazy to say that shit out loud.
Yes, it very much is. But yes, we made it through and came out the other side and lived in New York and now New Jersey. And
I would say the crazy thing looking back on all of it too is you've done such an amazing job too, taking the horn by the bulls. Is that what it is? Is it the bulls by the horn?
Yeah, I think it's the bull by the horns. Or by the balls as
By
well.
the balls. A lot of balls talk here. You've done such a good job with everything and where you've come from when you started.
I think I kind of came into a survival situation where I just had to get a job.
Yeah.
And I did, and I got a job, and it was so hard. And it paid such shitty money for what you did.
But it still probably seemed like decent money at the time.
Oh my god, when they told me, I was like, holy smokes. But it ended up being really challenging to live in Long Island with that type of a salary. But I did it for 3.5 years, and then I was able to kind of see...
Yeah.
Well, I threatened to leave once, and they gave me like a huge raise. But...
I don't even remember that.
Oh, yeah. I threatened to leave, and they gave me like a big raise. Because I was like, I can't live on this.
Yeah.
And that was kind of it. Because it sounded like it was a lot of Virginia money.
Yeah.
And it was not a lot of Long Island money. But then once I got more into the industry, I was able to meet people and see other opportunities. So
Network,
I'm in my 4th position, but 3rd company in like the biotech industry. But I would say I'm in a company that I could stay at for a pretty long time at this point because it's a very big one. It's very stable.
Sure.
And it gives us like a nice life, which is important. And I really like what I do. And you kind of just dive into your niche, when you're in the lab, you're a jack of all trades. And I've developed a niche in microscopy and cell imaging and, which is a very specific area, but once you're in there, that's your world. Yeah. So I think that it was more for me, I just had to survive. Whereas if you are somewhere that's like more comfortable, you don't have to, like, why would you force yourself to be more uncomfortable if you're already comfortable?
Right. No, I understand.
So, So I think that's why I've always been like moving and grooving. But hopefully with the kiddo, I can just keep doing what I want to do.
Hell yeah, bitches. And the Mike Delivers podcast will continue to grow and go strong. I will say, man, it's been so much fun doing this fucking thing. I really have loved it. I love talking to you. I love doing this. It's fun.
It does make us talk for an hour a week.
It does. It will be interesting. I mean, what we do when the baby's here, how we figure that out.
I mean, you might just be editing a lot.
Right. It's the Mike Delivers pod.
If he's quiet, I'll wear him, but...
I think how tough could this be?
The famous last word. Look at the cat. He does not like that.
I wonder how Leon will be with this kid.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
He's going to be jealous.
Yeah, he's a real emotional basket case, so...
I wonder where he gets it from.
Not his father.
Him and I do have a fun connection, though. We have a good bond.
So I do.
Move along.
I do have a question.
Let's get back to the rundown.
Do you have any recollection of what we actually consumed at the first watch? I do remember.
No idea.
Really liking it.
I remember liking it too. And you know me, I'm picky about breakfast.
So you must have had something like hash browns and corned beef hash, which
Probably.
is like the Mike order.
Or I had a salad.
Oh, do you want to know what the options are? Yeah.
Or I had a salad, because you could get lunch. So that's always an option too.
Okay, do you want to know what the options are? It is way more than...
So you're talking about the eggs.
The eggs.
Okay, so backtrack. If you can't remember what we're talking about, this is for the platter, breakfast, generic American Jones. What are the options for pick your own egg adventure?
Yes, and I have to say that I was going to bring this up ahead of time. I don't know what, like, really... So what we had was Over Easy for sure. Okay, so here's how you know. Over Easy has a little bit of the whites covered up on top.
Yes, it was the second one down, so it was definitely Over Easy.
So Sunny Side Up is like, yolk is just loud and proud. It looks like the sun. In Pittsburgh, we call those dippy eggs.
Okay.
Not everywhere else you call those dippy eggs. So we definitely had Over Easy today. I don't really know, to be completely honest with you, over medium and over hard. I tried to make my eggs when you were going into the city for the first couple of months when I was like early pregnancy, when you're kind of like a little nauseated by most things. I was eating a lot of eggs, but you're not supposed to eat the dippy part of the egg. You're supposed to like cook it more.
Okay.
So I was trying to make an Over Easy egg not as runny, and I guess that's an over medium or over hard. I guess. I would not choose to ever order that. That's like going and being like, I would like my T-bone, but I would like it well done plus.
That's probably why I picked the one I did, because I know what scrambled are. I don't know what over medium are. Sunny Side Up sounds terrifying.
I don't know what basted is.
Basted sounded just like I should go to prison. Over hard sounds like I should,
also go to prison.
Sounds like an erection. So I think Over Easy just made the most sense to me.
So basting is just when you like take liquid and put it on top of stuff.
You can't baste eggs.
Well, if it's in butter, you can take it and kind of pour it over top of the yolk. But I thought that was Sunny Side Up. So
I just don't get these eggs because I tried it and I'll talk about it. I just don't like it. And I am eating it.
No. You gave it a very good college try. That was a lot of eggs.
I ate it. I didn't just nibble on a little piece. It just doesn't. I don't know. It's weird. I needed to see a therapist.
But see, here's the thing. That's not. None of those are really my desired method of ordering them. Now, if I'm making them at home, I do either Over Easy or Sunny Side Up because that's how I like them. Dip some bread in it, whatever. If I'm going to a restaurant, I'm never ordering that. I am never going to order that for one reason. I can make it at home, and I can make them great.
So what's this picture of the egg here?
That's Sunny Side Up.
Do you
see how the yolks are just like, hello?
I just don't understand, this is going to maybe sound kind of stupid because it's like potatoes. Some are mashed, some are sauteed. You can make a potato taste 10 different ways.
That's how eggs are too, Mike.
Yeah, but to me, I'm like, there's just only one way. Nasty.
No, but here's the thing. Listen. I would never order my eggs really any of these ways. If I'm going to a restaurant, I'm going to order something that I don't make, which is either going to be like a frittata or an omelet. I like my eggs with other stuff in them. These are very plain.
They're very eggy.
Very plain. My ultimate would be a fun bunch of different veggies. One time I had an avocado lox omelet. Love that. And all the egg does is kind of bind everything together. It's not about the egg. It's you get a Greek ones, like feta and spinach and roasted red peppers. I'm never going to order this at a restaurant just because I can make that. Eggs also cost 15 cents, and I'm sure this cost $10 for the whole meal. I'd rather
$11.
I can't make a good omelet. There are omelet chefs to make good omelets. So I think you need to try something different, if you had a frittata with bacon and vegetables and onions and stuff in it. That's a little different than an egg with a big old yolk.
I know. I really went balls deep in this.
You took a ginormous bite. I was like, wow.
I don't know why I did that. I guess
it was huge.
I'm so dedicated to this podcast. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to shove this fucking egg in my mouth. I did it. I just did it for the podcast.
And I will say also,
we do have more than just the egg to talk about.
Oh yeah. Well, are we talking about it now?
No, but I'm just saying in general.
Okay, all right. Well, you're directing this.
What came first? The platter or the egg?
I think it was the egg, but
I think the platter came first.
No, I was going chicken or egg.
Yeah, no, I hear you. No, that's all very fair points and valid.
It's just
But I'm not. The problem is, why would I ever go to a restaurant, Jess, and order like the omelet you said, and then be like, if I don't like this, I'm fucked. Like I'm not gonna take a chance on an adventurous egg order when I'm going out for breakfast and paying money. I'm going to get, I'm going to get the turkey sampler. I'm going to get, matzo ball soup.
I think that's fine.
I'm going to get I'm such a fucking moron at restaurants when I go for breakfast. What would you like for breakfast? I'll do a side of hash browns.
I'll do all the sides.
I'll do all the sides, and then the waiter or waitress will be like, "Oh, excuse me."
Yeah, no, it's always like moderately uncomfortable every time you order breakfast.
I feel awful about it.
Everyone else is like, all the omelet, all the pancakes, I'll have.
You know what?
The breakfast sandwich.
I'm not the kind of person that likes to make things difficult for people. I'm just not into, like, what am I supposed to do then? Buy something and have it sit in front of me?
Okay, well,
that's why I like the vegan breakfast.
But I think that's fine. I think it's fine. You don't. I think for the podcast you had to try it, but I don't think you have to eat it. I'm just saying, if at some point you have to try like an omelet or a frittata or a quiche or something that's just for the podcast. Because I'm with you. Because I also
and we didn't waste the food. Like I ate all of the bacon, potatoes, and we split it up, and then you finished the eggs.
Yeah. Well, I finished the eggs, and I will say, by the same note, I love both bacon and sausage. But I like them in things. I do not like do not give me a side of bacon, but I want bacon on my salad, I want bacon on my sandwich.
Right, and I'm just like, let me
So I can't shit on you for that, because I'm never going to order a side of bacon with anything. Yeah. But I had a spinach bacon salad Friday night. Like, I love this bacon from that they make balsamic glazed bacon at Cafe Giotto, a place around here. Giotto. And it is so good. Yeah. But it's cut up inside of a big salad and everything. Yeah. So I love bacon, but I don't like I'm not just gonna eat it like a candy cane.
I will say this, because the bread on this thing was the best part.
Oh, hands down, that bread was so fucking good.
But I will say some of that yolk got into the bread after I yolked it up. And that actually wasn't terrible.
That's the best part, Mike.
Like, that actually was kind of...
Because it kind of you know what it tastes like?
French toast.
It's like melted butter. That's what it always reminds me of.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, maybe if I went to, like, egg training... I don't know.
Like, what do you say? You like the Eggland's Best for like a week?
But the problem is then I get eczema, and it wouldn't be good. I know, it's so dumb.
But I'm ching.
That's why it would be fun to get Guy Fieri on. Fieri. Because he doesn't like eggs.
He doesn't eat eggs. And if you ever watch him do anything, because there was like that period of time for like a couple years where they put an egg on everything, he'll just like scoot it off to the side.
Is that a thing where people don't like eggs, or not really?
I mean, he's pretty famous for it. I mean, you had that guy, Pablo.
But he said he still liked them.
They're just not his favorite.
Right. He's like, yeah, I'll eat. He's like, yeah, I ate them. I don't like, but it's like, I just won't. He's more like it'd be like, I think he's more indifferent on them. Like, I'm trying to think of what's a food you don't like.
I'd say.
Or hate, but you're just like, I'm not going to get that. But then if you eat it, you're like, it was fine.
I feel that way about hamburgers, actually.
Yes.
That's how I want a bite if you get one, and if you get like a great one, like a cheeseburger or something, I'm like, I'm into it. I'm never going to order a cheeseburger because I don't like them enough to make that effort.
Exactly. So I would say he was more on those lines of like, I'm not like this egg guy, but if I guess I'll eat it, I'll eat it.
My dream, though, for you is to have that Julia Roberts moment. That's really what it is. So, like, because it's like potatoes. There's different way to have them, and you can eat them different ways. Yeah. And, like, I don't like Eggs Benedict. But that's still eggs, but that doesn't mean I hate all.
Jeez, this food is very versatile.
It is very versatile.
Is it more versatile than the potato?
Yes, because it binds literally every baking good together. And it's in fried rice.
Yeah. See, that's funny.
Like, it's everywhere.
I don't mind it.
That's why I want you to have... That's why I want you to do scrambled at some point.
You know what I loved as a kid? Matzo brie.
Matzo brie is, like, very eggy.
And matzo brie, for people that don't know, is matzah with eggs.
It's kind of like savory matzo French toast.
That I like. So I might like
And
eggs.
French toast is eggy.
I don't like French toast.
Oh, you don't like French toast? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I've made it a couple times.
Yeah.
Not your thing?
Not my thing.
Okay, what if it was French toast that bread we had today?
That'd be good.
Yeah.
I'm just not a huge... I'm not a huge toast person. I like my bagels not toasted,
I am
which I think is the real way to eat them.
pro toast.
I'm post-toast.
I am
Pre-toast.
No.
Toast
Anti-toast?
Anti-toast.
I like my bagels toasted. We got bagels this week and I was so pissed I forgot to order it toasted.
Nah, I think if you get a good bagel, you want the squish.
And if it's a good bagel, you should have a little crunch and you should still have the squish.
Man.
We've been really hitting the bagels hard lately.
I know. I was craving a bagel today.
I was too. Why didn't we talk about that? Why ate that at their breakfast thing?
I gotta say, this is... Then we can get the podcast moving. My favorite part of your pregnancy is like just eating.
Because I'll eat anything.
You're like, let's do ramen night. Let's do taco night. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, you know what? It has been informative. I ate literally whatever I want, and I still can't gain enough weight, so it worked out. So maybe we'll have to do more of
Maybe we will. Okay, a couple things. I want to get to the best thing we ate from the podcast for breakfast month. But first, if you listened back to episode 100 and... What is this? What episode is this?
I don't know.
This is 106.
106 sounds right.
I can't remember. I said it to start. The stinky pasta from the Tops Diner in Newark.
So this would be episode 105, you said it
Yes,
in? Okay.
on episode. So you haven't heard it yet because we're recording this after 105 airs. So
Before 105 airs.
yeah, that's what she said.
I don't even know how that's sexual.
It was the New Orleans pasta from the Tops Diner in Newark, New Jersey, and it smelled so bad. It was disgusting, and I came up with this idea to do what smells the worst from the car. What's so funny?
Did you also do what smells the best? Or does nothing ever smell that good?
No, stuff smells good. That's a good. I never thought of that.
Because, like, we walked by that restaurant.
But something when it smells bad, it's
Okay.
like you remember it.
Well, I guess if it's of note and it smells really good, that'd be interesting
Well,
to me.
because, too, when I saw what the order was, I was like, kind of excited. I was like, ooh, New Orleans pasta. I was like, this looks like something I'd want to order. You know what I mean?
New Orleans pasta?
Yeah.
Okay, I just don't even...
Are you looking it up?
No, I just can't even fathom what that is.
It's the New Orleans... I have it on the menu. It's the New Orleans chicken pasta. And it smelled so bad in my car. Do you want to hear what this is,
Yes.
or do you have questions?
No, I have questions. Okay, well, I have a statement first. I'm nervous by the ambiguity of that name.
I saw it on the list. So whenever I pick up at the diner, this is the truth. My fear when I go to diners on Sunday mornings is coffee, orange juice, and smoothies. I'm like, oh, fuck. Gotta carry these fucking things and I'm gonna spill all over the place. So when I saw that it was just a chicken pasta dish, I was like, okay, it's just a bag. I can handle
What time
this.
was this? Was it chicken
Um,
pasta time of the day?
No. But for me, I respect that. 'Cause you know
Okay.
me. It was probably... You know what? I could probably figure it out because I had talked to my dad. It was post...
Before noon.
It was... I'll tell you right now. I talked to my dad today at 12:36.
Okay. Respectable. No,
12:36.
that's fine. I see after 11:30, I'm okay with it. I
Okay.
eat
But
pretty...
it's a Sunday and it's like, this is a heavy... It's like a chicken pasta dish.
No. Is it... Okay, can you...
I'm so excited for
is it
this.
creamy?
You want to
Wait,
hear
can
it?
I guess what's in it?
So all I'll tell you is it smelled... It was the New Orleans chicken pasta, and it smelled awful.
Okay, I'm gonna guess. This is my guess. I'm gonna guess it's like a creamy pasta. So it has like some type of a Cajun sauce, but it also is gonna have like andouille and shrimp in it. And like green peppers.
You are close on the smell components.
Okay.
Not on the other part.
Okay.
So it's Parmesan crusted chicken. So and I looked in the bag.
Oh, you did say chicken. God damn it.
So I had to look. I had to see what it looked like. So it looks like crusted, like a chicken cutlet
Okay.
strip. But then they put pieces of like Parmesan on there, like bad Parmesan. So that has a smell.
Parmesan cheese is like truly my favorite food.
Well, fuck you. So here
okay.
it is. Here it is. It is the New Orleans chicken pasta. Parmesan crusted chicken, bow tie pasta, mushrooms, peppers, onions, and then the creme de la creme, the spicy New Orleans cream sauce. So you're
okay.
close.
Yeah, I definitely saw that like a pink sauce, like
so
a pinky orange.
I picked up the bag and I was like, okay, cool. Then I looked in the bag when I got in the car and I was like, it doesn't look great. And then like 30 seconds later I was like, oh god. Oh my god.
What did it smell like? Like stinky feet? Because I feel like Parmesan cheese can get that stinky feet vibe.
And Jess, I know you and I talked about this earlier, and this is where we're recording these, so it's like kind of confusing maybe to the listener. I had an order today where it said I didn't deliver it. Like someone complained that they didn't get their food.
Was it them?
And I called customer service to try to get more information on it, but they're not open. I think this was the order.
Oh man, they're really
So
sad.
maybe I saved them.
They missed out on their
from
stinky
diabetes and diarrhea.
Their stinky feet.
Yeah. Oof, I smelled so bad.
I remember you telling
So bad.
It is. Hey,
so bad.
It is interesting, just people's taste buds in general. Because I remember this was a long time ago. I don't even know if I might have just listened to it on an episode of the podcast, but you talked about lobster Alfredo from somewhere, and I think it was Jack's Seafood. I have a friend who was like, "Oh, I went to Jack's Seafood." I was like, "What'd you get?" She's like, "Lobster Alfredo." I'm like, "Oh god."
This is not my taste.
No, that's not mine either. But it is just interesting.
I just think sometimes when you get that kind of stuff, and it's different from the Tops Diner in Newark, but like, I just think it takes away from the actual. Like, if you're getting great lobster, I just don't want to take away from the like Alfredo is such a potent taste. Like, you put Alfredo sauce on something that's not good. Like, lobster is, like, to me...
But see, that's
like,
everybody.
To me, lobster goes with butter, and that's it.
You gotta have an open mind, Michael.
I know,
It's
I'm trying,
true.
Jessica.
It's true. I mean, like, some people can only eat their... Like, you can eat roasted broccoli with a little, like, lemon and balsamic. Some people need, like... it to be doused in cheese sauce.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's different. You have to accept their differences.
Well, I do accept their differences.
It's a good episode to talk about it with you eating eggs.
That's fair. No, it's very fair. It's very fair, but I mean...
No, I do like to think about that, though. It's like, okay, something that I might order, somebody else might be like, disgusting. You know?
Mm-hmm. No, it's very true. What's crazy about these diners, just kind of perusing the menu,
is that there's literally everything that you could ever want to eat on it.
Like, let me just read some of this stuff. It's unbelievable. Like, this is the daily specials.
I mean, they make Cheesecake Factory look like, you know, the shortest menu ever. Surf and
turf, shrimp and lobster ravioli, mom's lasagna. I mean, they had a mom make it, which is unbelievable. Which I heard, we listened to a podcast before about how, like, if you wrote lasagna, okay, but mom's lasagna, oh, this has to be.
Yeah, this is grandma's
Chicken
sauce.
burrito bowl, Mr. Chow's rib and shofa?
I have never seen that word in my life.
Brick chicken, baby back ribs, steak, Shanghai steak, barbecue ribs, tortellini, steak Diane. This fucking Diane.
So here's the whole question.
It's got everything.
The question is,
how do they make this?
What is the turnover on this stuff? Like
how
how
do they
often
keep
is
it?
somebody ordering ribs at the diner?
That's a great question. Like, how do they not run out of
And
it?
that's why I think places that have like, I mean, that's like freaking Restaurant Impossible and like Kitchen Nightmare, whatever.
Yes,
that's their whole thing. Is they're like, okay, so you make 50 things. Do you make 50 things great? All right, let's take it down to 8 things that you make that are great.
I would love to know how this diner does all this, but they must make so much money. This diner is in a prime area in Newark. It's always packed. I'm going to say, like, pre-pandemic, shit show. Post-pandemic, shit show for outdoor seating. Like, look at this. Calamari with a red sauce. And then the next thing is meatball mac and cheese.
What?
And then we also have shrimp and lobster fettuccine.
Yeah. You can't be doing all of those well, though.
But then at the same time, you can get, you know, pancakes and I mean, the menu Jess, look at this. Here's the menu. Look at this.
Yeah, there's like a whole section
Like-
of tacos.
Like, here we go. Here we go, for example, on this. I'm just going to scroll and see where we stop. You ready?
All right.
And...
Stop.
Corn, pastrami sandwich, okay? Ready for the next one? Tell me when.
Stop.
I went too far.
Beverages. Oh, wow, that's actually...
New York bagel. Omelet.
That one's...
Truck stop. Soho scram. Now we're in the breakfast. This makes more sense. It's just... I don't know. It's just crazy to me. That was probably boring. I went too far.
It's too, It just freaks me out from a purveyor's perspective of you need to have chicken, you need to have ribs, you need to have, and it's how long is that chicken frozen? How long has the ribs been sitting there? I don't know. The whole thing freaks me out. That's why I like more of a streamlined menu.
That place is interesting to do pickups in because you go into the diner on the front and they have you exit on a different area. So the entrance, this is only for the pandemic, but you go in through the front and you exit through the back. So it's kind of like your digestive tract.
That's a way to think
based
about
on
it.
the diner.
Get the food and then you leave the exit.
Okay, Jesse. Best food you ate during breakfast month. And worst. I think we both know worst. Let me just say this for the sake of time. Worst was the Baconator from Wendy's, right?
Yes.
We've gone through that enough. We don't have to shit on it again.
Yeah.
Best thing you ate.
I liked the McGriddle. Why are you laughing?
Because you went like this. No one can see it because we're not on video. If you want video, go to Patreon. You went like this. I think the McGriddle. You look like a detective from Scooby-Doo that just solved the case. Well, sorry, Shaggy. I thought it was the Wendy's.
I thought that was the most solid thing. And that wasn't even the McGriddle I'd order, I don't think. But I was like, this is good.
Yeah.
It was like when I had Taco Bell, a couple things I was like, all right, it's not how I'd order it,
right.
But I would customize this and make it my own thing.
Okay, the McGriddle. I will say for me, my favorite. I really liked what we had today.
Minus the eggs?
Minus the eggs, and we haven't gotten to that yet. Probably should have done this in a different order, but oh well. I really liked the chicken fingers from IHOP. So that's going to be my favorite based on just how good those chicken fingers were.
Oh, interesting. That was a solid meal.
Yeah, they were good.
But I guess I'm thinking bringing things into my life, I actually would get a McGriddle. We did, let's say we went on a road trip super early in the morning. I would want to pick that up.
Yeah, no, I was definitely okay with that. I was good with that.
I was really impressed by the breakfast at McDonald's. I thought the quality for what you paid was amazing. We have to talk about this because we've talked about this privately numerous times.
Sure you want to bring this public?
I do. I think we need to talk about it. What the hell is the markup on pancakes and waffles? Holy crap. They are so expensive.
Well, that's why I told you my idea for new business.
Yes, it's going to be liquor and pancakes and waffles.
Because they're so expensive. They're so cheap to make. Liquor and pancakes. That's the way to make money.
It is unbelievable that you can charge $10 for a waffle or 3 pancakes. If you broke that down, that is well under $1, those materials. Well under $1.
Boozy pancakes, Jess. I'm telling you, when the Mike Delivers podcast brand...
Oh, we got to come up with a good name for this. I got to... something... I don't know.
So you're incorporating pancakes or breakfast and alcohol.
Yeah. So yeah, something along those lines.
Pancahol. Waffle beer.
Soak up your booze with these pancakes. No, it is unbelievable. It is very unbelievable the price on these because we were trying.
Yeah.
One thing we tried to do with the Patreon video was to find comparably priced.
Yes.
Pancakes, which is why we would never do a high-end pizza on Pizza Hut because we want something kind of equivalent.
Me too.
But we found they were 20 cents apart. But holy shit, a full sack of pancakes is no less than $9.50 around here, which is insane for flour, water, and some salt.
You know what? They're not easy to make. To be fair,
to be fair,
it's not easy to make a pancake.
No, we are not line cooks for line cooks. That's about as easy as this is to make.
Yes. Because okay, if you gave me a month to train on how to make a pancake, God, the cat.
A month,
I could probably get good at it.
Yes,
but
it would be the easiest.
But to have those things to put together is not. And I'm sure they're okay. Also, too, that batter is done. So
that batter, they're just ladling that shit out. Yeah,
like they have a squirt thing. 2 minutes, flip.
Yeah,
put in a bag.
No, it's not that hard, Mike.
No,
it's not that hard.
I gotcha.
This is not like a perfect filet mignon.
Let me ask you this. So we were talking about a restaurant that's in New Jersey that you and I have not been to, but it looks like it's like a phenomenal Italian restaurant, and they do Sunday brunch.
Yes.
And these pancakes on Instagram, I was like, oh my God.
Did you look up the price?
I know, but my point is, how are those pancakes better? How do you make pancakes better? Like those pancakes look better.
Other than
I haven't tried them, so maybe they don't. Maybe they're not better.
Other than
you just add ricotta.
No, well, I was gonna say other than add-ins because you can add stuff in.
But I'm just saying pancake.
No,
at its purest.
Like
form.
you're saying, like buttermilk pancake.
But these pancakes looked amazing.
Yeah,
so there's something in them.
I mean, we looked up the IHOP menu.
No. I'm talking about from this fancy Italian restaurant.
They look different than like regular ones.
They just looked like they tasted better. I don't know how to explain it.
I don't know what that means, but not really. I mean, more expensive butter flour,
I found them.
Buttermilk.
Here we are.
Okay, can I see them? Okay. Well, they plated it lovely. There's clearly a cherry compote on top that is drizzled around the side. There's a mint leaf with some powdered sugar all over the whole thing, and some whipped cream with the mint the mint leaf is stuck into. So,
but the pancake,
it looks not that different than the ones we had.
So, are you telling me, is this a fair statement that there's basically you can't make a pancake superior? Like, okay.
You can do things to it, but the base of it...
Okay, so for example, a steak, you can make... There's better steaks than other steaks. You go to a steakhouse, it's like a really high-end, top-level steakhouse, or you go to Applebee's and get a steak. Applebee's steak's I'm going to like it. I'm not saying it's bad, but there's going to be... Is it something different? Now, is it just this type of meat? Like... Do you know what I mean? There's different levels.
Okay, so I understand what you're saying.
You're telling me this pancake's just as good as the one at IHOP?
And here's what you are saying.
This guy's like a Michelin-level chef.
Here's what you're saying, and I'm totally looking up the price of it. Okay, by the way, not that much more expensive. It is a butter... Okay, I just looked it up. It's a buttermilk pancake that is mascarpone whipped cheese and,
knew there was
and berry compote. Guess how much it is?
$12.50.
$12. But that's actually a lot more done to it. Anyway, no. So,
I want to try that.
Hold on, let's back it up.
I know this episode's been everywhere.
I know we got to back it up. So we got to back it up because here's why. You're talking about the quality of meat. These are technically more or less baked goods. So think about it this way, Mike. You're saying there's not a way to elevate it.
Yeah.
I mean, not really, because the components and the technique are kind of the same. Think about it this way.
No, I understand.
Chocolate chip cookie.
The component of homemade ricotta whip
that
or mascarpone
adds to it.
Yes.
Think of like a Chips Ahoy cookie and like Levain Bakery.
Yes.
Those are both chocolate chip cookies. But what you can do to them is very different. A buttermilk pancake, there's not that much else you can do to it. It's like five things. You just slap it on a griddle.
Jess, this is a very fascinating conversation. Well, that's why I want to try this pancake. But I want to try this pancake.
What do you always say? There's like a low ceiling and a high floor for pancakes. So anyway, that's what I think.
Do you think the waffle then? Here's their waffles from Fasciano's. I should say their name, I guess. Do you think the waffle has more of a grading scale because it can go in different places?
I'm going to say something, but I don't even want to bring it up. It's going to blow your mind.
Your water broke.
No, but I'm having some sort of weird contractions right
Okay,
now.
Well, let's wrap up the podcast. We got to go to the delivery room.
No. We're not going till it's like really time. There's a thing where you can put yeast or a sourdough starter into pancakes and waffles. And it makes them very fluffy and airy and gives them more of a flavor. because none of these say that, I don't think that's what it is. But you can, like, so you're like, you know, sourdough bread has that, like, tang to it.
Love
you
it,
can make sourdough waffles as well. And you can make, you can put that in pancakes. You can make yeasted waffles. That, in my mind, is the only way you can elevate a plain one. It all comes from the accessories. It's when you put a hat on it.
Well, that's why I always like when you got banana pancakes, if they were in the like, not just like, here's a pancake and let's plop bananas on, but let me do some banana pancakes caramelized into the pancake. I'm like, oh, that's so good.
Yeah, that is so good.
I love that. You get a little, you get the texture of the pancake, the caramelization of the banana. It's like a sugar. It's very good.
But no, it goes to the whole idea, though, of you can't only make them so good plain.
Right.
And the markup is truly tremendous on these things.
Oh, yeah.
So this is going to be our next venture after, we quit our jobs and start talking about food full time. We're going to just, start our pancake and booze restaurant.
I know. I will say this, from doing all this Uber stuff, though. I do feel like I could be some sort of consultant for restaurants and Uber. I know so much now, it's absurd.
Like, if you really want pancakes, you're not going to be like, they're $9.75, I'm not going to get these. You're just going to get them. Right. Like, you're not.
But I never have pancake cravings. We're talking about it on the podcast.
Clearly people do.
But I know people love them. I'm not a pancake guy. Like, I have cravings, but it's more like...
Me neither, yeah, no.
It's more like duck fried rice.
My only real breakfast craving, honestly, is a bagel.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I'm like, oh man, we just have to... Because we live in, like, good bagel land.
Yeah.
So you just, every so often, you just need a good bagel.
Yeah, no, I agree. You and you've done such a good job, too, in finding, like, really fun bagel places. Like,
yes, we tried one...
in Brooklyn that was just so...
Oh, God, that place was...
The place we had in Hoboken 2 weekends ago, I thought was excellent.
Yes.
That was a great bagel.
The best one, I think, was that it was a Court Street Bagels in Brooklyn. That was amazing.
That was maybe the best bagel I've ever had in my life. Like, yeah. And I know you're listening and you're going, oh, all the bagels are the same. No, like...
Nope.
I always say this, and then we'll get to the food review.
I ate it on the subway. Oh, gross!
That too, while you were pregnant.
But I didn't know. I didn't know I was pregnant.
And now with COVID, she's like, you would not do that.
I would never eat anything on the subway.
But I will say this about New York. I think the pizza in this area is better than most areas. I will say this. I think you can get an equal slice in another area that's not New York. I just think the amount of good places in this area is higher. I will be a bagel snob and say the bagels in this area are better than everywhere in the country.
They're so good.
I don't know why other places in America can't figure it out.
Question for you. What's the real huge difference between the ingredients in a bagel and ingredients in a pancake?
I don't know.
Not that much. How much does a bagel go for? Plain bagel.
So cheap.
Under $1.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, like...
You can get a bagel in 2020 in northern New Jersey
but it's the way
for 65 cents.
But the way you cook it is obviously different.
No, they're boiled and then baked. Like, it's a totally different thing, but...
Interesting. So you're saying a bagel's a better bang for your buck?
It's 70... Like, what is under $1 in today's
So you can get a bagel...
day and age?
Let's say you get a good bagel with lox, some sliced salmon, cream cheese, capers, $9.22. That amount of food and that protein, fish, as opposed to a pancake.
But if you ordered a bagel with butter, it's $1.
Yeah, it's super cheap.
So I'm just saying, there's a scam out there. I'm fascinated by this.
And we will be doing bagels for lunches moving forward.
Yes, we definitely are going to do a lot of bagels.
Okay, Jess.
All right.
Let's get back to first
Walk, which
is not getting the attention it deserves.
Especially because I have to say.
Oh, I never said what I thought. Oh, no, I did say my favorite was the chicken and waffles from IHOP.
I kind of forgot about that one. That was good, though. I was just... when we do these months, I'm like, what would I legit incorporate into my life? And I was like, that McGriddle, I definitely would eat again. Like, for real.
That was good. I forgot about the McGriddle.
No, I was like, this is so solid. I love that little pancake.
That thing was soft and... if we were on the road again and it was breakfast and we saw McDonald's, I'd be happy knowing I could get that.
I wish you had ordered the hash brown, though, because I haven't had a hash brown there in 20
The only hash browns we did were the Chicken Little.
The Chicken Littles, which are chicken minis. And
I know. Thank you.
We've
Mr.
gotten
Jose
a lot,
Arias,
but we've gotten a lot of feedback that people like the Chicken Littles.
or whatever they're called. Okay. All right, Jess. Here we
All
go.
right, let's review it.
Heat factor. I mean, it was from Union, New Jersey. When I got there, the food said... So when I put the order in on the app, it said it would take 13 minutes. I got there 25 minutes. So it was sitting for 10 to 12. I then had to drive it back. It took 10. That's 30 minutes total. Fuck. It was cold. I mean, it was cold. I mean, it wasn't... Okay, let me just say this. The heat factor was terrible. It wasn't First Watch's fault. It was Michael Lewis Biseglia's fault.
Okay.
But it was still cold as balls. So I'm going to go with a 4.
All right. The egg was cold. Which for a dippy egg...
Okay.
A little gross.
Can I interrupt?
Sure.
I was so
It's your
freaked out by
podcast.
the egg. It's our podcast, Jess. I didn't even know, like would I have liked that more if it was hot?
Yeah, I think so.
See, I didn't
I
even-
would have liked it more if it was hot.
I was so scared about it that the heat factor didn't even, register in my head.
And FYI, just putting this out there. This kid is 4 days away from being fully cooked. In fact, he will be fully cooked when this comes out. You're not really supposed to eat yolky eggs.
Well, I didn't know that.
No, at this point, I don't care. It's
Okay,
fine.
okay.
He is fully
I really didn't know that, for real.
And most eggs are pasteurized anyway. I'm just putting that out there to cover my own ass.
This podcast is recorded. Disclaimer.
I'm putting my disclaimer out there.
That's cute.
So the egg was cold, and that might be the coldest egg I've ever had. Because typically when you make an egg like that, you eat it right away.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
if you don't eat it right away, it hardens.
Yes.
And it keeps continuing.
I
to
don't know
cook.
enough about eggs to know. I've
never had a
I was
cold egg.
They all suck, so whatever.
But the other stuff didn't bother me. The bacon, the potatoes, and the bread, no consequence. The temperature didn't affect me.
They were all
either.
just cold.
I'm gonna say 5.5 for me.
Okay.
The egg was chili.
Takeout presentation. I thought it was kind of not good.
Interesting.
I just thought it was kind of thrown in there. I thought you had a lot of potential with the bread to really make a nice presentation. Why are you laughing?
Because you got real serious on this.
I thought you had a lot of really cool items in there, and you could have put together a really
When you
pretty presentation.
drove, do you think it sloshed around at all?
No. Not at all.
Okay, interesting.
Also, too, and I talked about this a lot on the previous episode, the ability to steal food. I went in there and I could see the food. It was just waiting for me, and it said Mike BIS on it. They were like, "Fuck this, we're not finishing his last name." And the woman comes over. I go, "Order for Mike Biseglia." I said, I could have just said, "Order for Mike Biss." And she goes, "Did you pay?" I go, "I did." She handed me the food.
Oh my god!
But
oh.
I did pay.
No, I know. No,
I would not have stolen it. But my point is, and I talked about this on the previous episode. During this pandemic, you can steal food.
We walked by.
Oh, you can. I could be a consultant for people that want to steal food. I know where to go, how to do it, and how to be good at it.
Do you remember we were in Upper Montclair?
Should we try one time?
Well, no, there was that sushi place in Upper Montclair, and they just had a table.
Yeah.
They had a table outside
Yeah.
with just orders on it.
Oh, dude, you can steal food. You can do it. Oh, it's possible.
I was like, oh my God.
I guarantee you we could steal some orders. Oh, absolutely. I know the Chinese places in Jersey City. I've got it down. You could go in there and be like, "Oh, yeah, Frank, tea.
Oh.
What are we having for dinner?" You could do it. Anyway, I thought the takeout presentation sucked. I thought it was just all thrown in there. Disappointed by that.
Okay.
I thought you could have plated it better. So I went with a 5.0.
Okay, I have a very different concept on this. Okay, so it was I don't know what the material was. It was some sort of recyclable cardboard bottom. And then the top was clear. And it was a square. So it was a square. We have Squoval plates. That's what our...
Excuse me?
There's square oval plates. There's white plates we got for our wedding, and I
Your thoughts,
love
Kitty?
them.
Okay.
It was kind of a similar shape to that. There's so many beverages surrounding you right now. Like there's just you.
Add in one more.
You literally have to pee. I can't look at all of this and be like, you're not peeing right now.
Sorry. More water.
I thought it looked fine. It was kind of compartmentalized out. You had the eggs, you had the bacon strips, you had the potatoes, you had the bread, kind of in like 4 quadrants. But what I liked about it was that you could take that clear glass or clear plastic lid off and you could use it as a plate.
Okay.
As the person who does 99.8% of the dishes around here, I like not having to dump it into a dish and being able to eat out of it.
Okay.
And that was a perfectly, it was a plate once you took it off, essentially.
Makes sense.
So I'm going to go, and it seemed like a high quality material as well. 7.5.
You're making me laugh.
I am just on fire, apparently.
Yeah, you're on fire tonight. Okay. Should this been included in the takeout presentation or taste? The mini hot sauce.
Oh my god, we didn't talk about that. Rescind my offer. I'm back. 8.
Oh.
Give it an 8. We got...
Okay.
Their condiments were clutch. They gave us organic jelly, first of all, which I was like, nice touch. The world's tiniest bottle of Tabasco sauce.
So
it's so cute. Oh my god, it's so cute. I saved it.
That thing was adorable.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
Okay, well, I'm glad
Because they put some thought into it. I liked that.
Okay.
8.
Taste for me here is a real
Roller coaster?
conundrum roller coaster. I loved the potatoes. I loved the bacon. I loved the bread. I hated the eggs. But let me put it this way, Jess. I ate the eggs. The eggs from the Baconator at Wendy's, I did not. So that is a big deal. Do you know what I mean? Like, the Baconator eggs, I had to get other things, choke it down. This one I ate and moved along. So even though I did not like it, I was not as repulsed, okay?
I would like to do an experiment with you where we extracted the contents of the eggs.
Oh, God.
Just the yolk part and let you, dip things into it. Because that whole egg craze we were talking about?
Yeah.
The whole idea was, they would make a pizza, you throw an egg on it, you cut the egg.
That would be interesting.
And the good part is, the runny yolk, because it tastes like salty butter.
Okay. Because I like that a little bit on the bread. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, my God.
Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. So, the bacon I thought was good because I don't like crispy... backtrack. I like crispy bacon. I like bacon that's got a little
chew
to it.
Okay.
I prefer that. The potatoes...
I actually didn't know that.
Great. Yeah. I rather have bacon that's a little more fatty. I don't like it when it's crispy, it becomes dusty to me. And you lose the bacon essence.
It does kind of, you bite it and it kind of falls apart.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. I think crispy bacon is it's for losers.
Okay. Ooh.
Sorry, everybody. Okay, but I will say...
I feel like my dad will be offended by that.
Probably. Fine.
He has weird food takes. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm not whatever. But no, I don't dislike crispy bacon. I'm just saying, I like it with a little more flop. And it's okay to be floppy. I thought the potatoes were great. Good flavor. Good crust to them. Good way to be cooked. And then that bread. The bread was so chewy, crispy. What kind of bread was that?
It was I don't know.
Besides being sent from God.
I don't know what the actual name...
Don't bite my toe.
I would say it was a multi-grain.
But it was great.
It was
thick.
It was very thick and it was very grainy. What it reminds me of that people might, have a frame of reference to.
Yeah.
Is if you've ever gotten at Panera, they have a white baguette and then they have a whole grain baguette. All those grains in it looked very similar to this to me. Yeah, that's what. That's a baguette. This was a piece of thick old bread.
So this is how much I liked it. With that, I give it an 8.
Wow.
I know. I know the egg thing. If you took the eggs out of it, Jess, and it was the other 3 items, it'd be a 9. It was
wow.
egg, and I want to be fair, so I give it an 8. Give it an 8.
All right, They were not the best eggs I've ever had, for sure.
Same.
Again, not my preference. They were cooked fine. They were cooked the way they were supposed to be.
And they were cold.
They were done. Yeah, they were cold and they were done the way they're supposed to be. Like I said, I'm not a big breakfast meat on the side person. Put it in my omelet, put it on my salad, put it on my sandwich, great. But the bacon was good. I thought that was... I don't know. I don't feel like I have a great frame of reference for that,
Okay.
but I thought the bacon was really good. Those potatoes were... I love breakfast potatoes.
Yes.
They were great.
They were great.
They were little cubes. They were pan-seared. They were salty. They were herby. The eggs were salty and herby, too. They had, like, little, like, green stuff on it, which I appreciated. They were just, like, super plain. And that bread was phenomenal.
So good.
That was, like, the best. I'm like, where
best.
do you get this bread? I'm also gonna go with an 8.
Okay.
I just feel like it delivered on exactly what it was supposed to. I kind of thought the potatoes were like a little above and beyond, like what I expected.
Good. It was good stuff.
The quality was excellent. Again, I just think part of it is not necessarily what we would order.
Mm-hmm.
Like if, my traditional order is wheat toast dry. Whatever the breakfast potatoes are, I do prefer a home fry to a hash brown, but I'll do a hash brown as well. Peppers, bonus points for peppers and onions, and I like a veggie omelet or something like that,
Yes.
like a fun omelet.
Okay.
If I ordered that there, I bet you I'd give it a 10, to be honest with you.
Right.
Because the quality was so
No,
good.
I agree.
Yeah, I just think it was like
It was
a little cold.
right, which is not their fault. That's not their fault. I want to make sure to highlight that. And it was busy. There were a lot of people there.
Yeah, well,
For being
I
in the
get
middle
it.
of nowhere, New Jersey, on the highway, I guess it's Sunday morning at, 9:30, but it was busy.
Yeah, no, I thought the quality was really... There's a couple in Pittsburgh now. Like, I know that for sure. I would 100% go to that.
Yeah.
Like, 100% I would go there.
Okay.
Would you?
Yes. Oh, yeah, yes. It would be, I'd have to look at the menu in greater
They
detail.
actually have some fun stuff on there. Like, they have avocado. I like that they do seasonal stuff, which I think you don't find a lot in traditional breakfast chains. You see, like, what we got, essentially. But this has, like, they have, like, their fall harvest bowl of breakfast bowl. They have,
Yes.
they
No, I
have, they
saw
have
that.
soups and juices that change.
Yeah, I know. I probably got a salad there. Or like one of those bowls with quinoa.
Oh, yeah, they had power, but they have a whole thing of power
Yeah.
bowls. Yeah, that's more your thing.
The cat's acting weird. Anyway, I don't know. So he does this thing with his paws after he pees or poops. And he did it, but he didn't pee or poop. It was alarming.
He was just digging a hole to nowhere.
All right, Leon. Okay, yum or yuck?
Yum or yuck. Okay, so
Yum or yuck? Give me a restaurant.
kind of a breakfast theme,
Yuck.
but not really. It's breakfast adjacent, okay?
Okay.
It is Starbucks Frappuccinos.
Random.
I know.
Good job, Jesse.
I saw somebody. So
We're going with the shoulder.
you know where it kind of came from? Maybe I have basically been in quarantine, more or less. Oh, weird. For the doctor wanted me to do it for 2 weeks before my due date.
Okay.
So I really haven't been anywhere. The last place I was really was Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. So that was, I really went out with a bang on the last place I went
Yes, you
to.
did. All right.
And I watched this guy come out of Starbucks when I was walking back to my car. It looked like he had a long day. And he had like a 30-ounce Frappuccino. And he was walking out.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of coffee shops in that.
This is a
like,
good one,
hospital
because
area.
I couldn't tell you anything on this menu.
And I was just like, that dude needs to treat himself.
Yeah, treat yourself.
Yeah, and I was just like, that has to be like 1,500 calories and like enough sugar for the whole week.
Right.
So, all right, so that's where that kind of came from.
Okay, great.
Have you ever had Frappuccinos before?
No.
I went on a little light coffee Frappuccino bender in grad school.
Light.
No whipped cream. Yeah, I was really living large. So it was Oh my god, could you stop drinking beverages for like 30 seconds?
I'm thirsty.
Clearly, I think you're on your
cauliflower
fifth, you're your
pretzels
fifth
are-
drink. Not alcoholic, but
It's
you're
water.
Your,
It's just
I know.
water.
I know. Our recycling is going through the roof here. All right. So there are. Do you want to do both, or just coffee, or just cream frappuccinos? Because there's a lot of. We should probably pick a category.
Just pick one. Yeah.
So cream means no coffee.
Okay.
It's more like an ice cream base,
Okay.
like milkshake base, and then there's coffee, and that's a coffee base. Which one?
Coffee based.
Okay. All right. So we have white chocolate mocha,
Yum.
Java chip.
Yum.
You might like all of these. Mocha, caramel,
Yum.
coffee, plain coffee, boring. Okay, I do have a question for them, not for you. Espresso. What's the difference between that and the coffee? Cafe vanilla frappuccino, mocha cookie, caramel ribbon, salted caramel,
Caramel ribbon.
pumpkin spice. So you can look at
Yeah.
these. Like, what would you?
I know the yuck.
I genuinely don't know what you're going to say, which I think is kind of interesting.
Well, where was it?
I truly don't know what you're going to say here. I love the flavor of coffee. In fact, I had coffee cardamom gelato this week, and it was one of the best things I've had in a very long time. I like coffee flavored items.
The yuck would be probably the coffee frappuccino, just because it's so boring. Not because it's not good, but these other ones are so much fun. And I would say the yum would be the mocha cookie crumble. That sounds delicious.
Wow. I don't even know you.
But I mean, I don't even know what these things taste like. Like,
They're delicious.
they must be so good.
They're so good.
I can't even
I
imagine trying to make this. It gives me anxiety.
I feel like I could do that. So they used to have this light base. So it was like a lower calorie base. I don't know if they have that anymore. It's a lot. Truthfully, that was a lot. That's why I'm like, some of these are like intense.
I get it.
Okay, I would have guessed for you. I would have guessed that your yum was going to be pumpkin spice and your yuck was going to be white chocolate.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're wrong. That was just my guess.
No, I'm just that's boring for what you could get with all that stuff.
Well, we should get one at some point. Just to try.
I agree. We'll have to do at some point a beverage month. Okay, with that said though, let's reveal what we're going to do next month.
Oh, yes.
Or this week. So September will be...
I don't know how we're doing it this week.
Buffalo wing, chicken wing.
Chicken wing.
Chicken wing month. There it is. Chicken wing month is coming.
In lieu of football.
Football.
Theoretically
Chicken wings and
happening.
football. So we wanted to do some chicken wings. That is the gimmick. We'll give you more details moving forward. Okay, Jess, we got to end this thing.
No, we need suggestions.
Yes, please.
Not only of restaurants, that's great. But if you're like, this is my jam order, because that is so helpful to us.
Yes, it really is.
Because it's just, chicken wings are a lot. Like,
Yes.
and breakfast was a lot,
Yeah.
and Taco Bell we needed a lot of guidance on that one, which we thankfully got.
Any suggestions you have, let me know. MikeDeliversPod@gmail.com. Mike Delivers Pod, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Like,
let me know.
Buffalo Wild Wings,
Hooters.
Wingstop, Applebee's, TGI Fridays.
Time for your joke.
Oh yeah, we had been joking about breast milk month, and I said Hooters will be coming right in time.
There it is.
And it'll be interesting if the baby's sensitive to spicy foods. So we will.
I think you're going to say sensitive to boobs.
Hopefully he likes them. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So next week could be interesting.
Yes. So we won't bore everybody with that. What was the best thing you ate this week?
Oh boy. Can you go first?
No.
Okay, the best thing I genuinely ate this week was, and we've talked about it before, it was my Cafe Giotto salad, which was chock full of bacon.
This is tough.
It was a spinach, bacon, avocado, walnut, green onion, Parmesan, tomato salad, and it is so fucking good. Cafe Giotto is magical.
I'm down to 3 things. Here they are. They are the...
Oh, but my second one is cardamom coffee from Apum Creamery, the gelato place.
For me, they are the ramen noodle bowl I had last night. Before that, it was the Cafe Giotto pasta with sausage. And before that, it was the peanut butter and jelly you made that I had in New York City.
I did make you
2 truths and a lie.
but I did make you a bougie.
It was good.
I did make you
It
a
was
bougie peanut butter sandwich.
I'm going to go with the ramen. That was good. But the pork belly and the tofu. Very good.
I have to say the pork belly buns that we had from the Ani Ramen was
Very good.
amazing.
Excellent.
Like, didn't need to... When you don't need to chew your pork belly,
Yeah.
you're in the right place.
Yeah. Slurp it up. Okay, that's been the Mike Delivers podcast. Thank you guys for coming on. As I mentioned, if you want more, the Patreon page, we got that pancake battle. New Jersey local diner versus IHOP. Which one did I like better? You can find it there. Thank you guys for coming here. Jess had a blast chatting about a lot of things. We covered it all tonight. There's no way around that.
Do you think this will be the last time we podcast without a child?
Yes.
All right.
Do you?
The doctor thinks so, and he probably knows better than I do.
And the doctor said, no more monkey pancakes. Jumping on the bed. Thank you guys for downloading the podcast. Jess, the next time I see you,
I will be older
you'll
and have a child.
You'll be a mother.
I'll be a mother. I end up in Zwaxa. It's great.
Bye, guys.